Hi all, welcome to my channel Semper Astra. My name is Maggie and usually in my videos I talk about topics related to blindness. However, one of my passions is testing fragrances, wearing fragrances and recommending my favorite perfumes to others. And this is why today I would love to share with you my thoughts on Belle Vanille Nude from Lancôme. It is maybe interesting to add that Lancôme fragrances are produced by L'Oréal. Belle Vanilla Nude was released to the market in 2025 and it was developed by Anne Flippo and by Dominique Ropion. Belle Vanilla Nude is the latest flanker of Belle Eau de Parfum from 2012. And the most important thing that I would love to share with you about this latest release is that, in my opinion, it is the most delicate, the most subtle, the most gentle, and probably the most feminine fragrance in Belle family. Although I love the DNA of Belle, I never was confident enough to wear Belle Eau de Parfum from 2012 or any of the other flankers that, in my opinion, were more bold to work or to any formal occasion. And thanks to Belle Vanilla Nude, I feel that I will be able to enjoy Belle DNA, which gives me this rich, intriguing, interesting, elegant, deep sweetness, but at the same time, it will allow me not to worry that my choice of the fragrance could be disturbing somebody else in my surrounding, and that my fragrance could be too much for somebody, or that it may be a little bit not appropriate for some very formal occasions. When you will be trying to explore the notes of Belle Vanilla Nude, you will notice that different websites published slightly different kind of notes composition of this fragrance, but after wearing this fragrance for over 2 weeks, I feel that the most accurate description of this fragrance was published on Lancôme UK website. According to this website, the top notes are orange essence, bergamot essence, and pink pepper. And I feel that pink pepper is not noticeable in this composition. And the notes of orange essence and bergamot essence, although they are citrusy notes, I would confidently say that this citrusy sharpness that often characterizes the notes of orange or bergamot is not noticeable here. And I feel that the main role of these notes are to lift this fragrance up and to help it to be more fresh, juicy in a delicate way, sweet in a delicate way, and kind of radiant. And I feel that this freshness and this juiciness is beautifully balancing against the most the more bold notes of the heart of the fragrance and the notes of the base, which are in fact the main protagonist of this composition. The heart notes that are listed for this fragrance are jasmine, iris, and fluffy coconut accord. I feel that the most distinct and bold heart note is the note of jasmine. We can easily detect this note, and for sure we will be able to enjoy the scent of jasmine. I also believe that the jasmine notes makes this fragrance very elegant, mature in a positive sense and in the best meaning of that word, and also it gives it depth and it makes it multi-dimensional. It just makes it more interesting. We feel that there are many things going on in this fragrance. The note of the iris is making this fragrance powdery in a very delicate feminine way. And this powderiness, in my opinion, beautifully complements the fluffiness and this gentle, we could say, smoothness of the note of fluffy coconut, the musky note, and also the beautifully balanced, gentle vanilla note. In terms of the coconut fluffy accord, I feel that we are unable to detect and like distinct note of coconut here. However, this note of fluffy coconut is giving this hint of warm sweetness, which is beautifully complementing the warm sweetness of vanilla, which is one of the main protagonists and one of the base notes. And vanilla in this fragrance is beautifully balanced. It is sweet, but it is not too sweet. I would say that it is very warm, deep, gentle. And the second protagonist of this fragrance, which is white musk, makes this kind of sweet notes more smooth, kind of more elevated to elegant level. However, if you are a bit cautious about musky fragrances, I would still encourage you to test this fragrance, because I feel that muskiness in this fragrance is very friendly, very easy to wear, very gentle. I feel that it smooths this composition. It makes it very delicate and subtle, and it is beautifully corresponding with the last of the base note, which is a very creamy note of sandalwood. In terms of the lasting power and projection, Lancôme is sharing that this fragrance projects for about 5 hours, and I would totally agree with this evaluation. However, I would like to add that the projection of this fragrance is very dynamic. So I noticed that when I am sitting still, when I am kind of doing some job, some work, some tasks that require me to sit down, sometimes I tend to kind of forget about this fragrance and it gets even more subtle. But when I get up and when I am more active, when I do something more energetic, this fragrance reappears, and it is as intense as if I just sprayed it, and it is always a very pleasant surprise. So there is this dynamic characteristic to this fragrance, which is, in my opinion, very unique. What is more, this is the first fragrance I ever tried that would last longer on my skin than on my clothes. And also it smells much better on my skin than on my clothes. And this is exactly corresponding with how Lancôme introduced this fragrance to us. So Lancôme is emphasizing the fact that they were hoping to develop scent that will complement the scent of our skin and that will create a unique composition with the scent of our skin. And I personally have to say that I'm very positively surprised with how it works. I honestly feel that this fragrance is beautifully melting with the scent of my skin. When I spray it, it gives me this kind of vibe of being in a beautiful sun, in a beautiful sunny day, when the sun is not too hot, but I feel that my skin was sun-kissed, and I also can feel this warmth of the air around me, and basically this pleasant vibe of the sunny, radiant, nice, calm, happy day. I also would say that this warmth and this kind of pleasant sweetness has very gentle but very kind of very, very interesting depth to this. Because this scent, it is so delicate, I feel that it would be appropriate for all ages. And as I said, it will be appropriate for many different occasions. I feel that I will be confident to wear it in very wide range of situations, and I wouldn't hesitate to wear this fragrance to work because it is so subtle that it would give like an aura around me, but it wouldn't kind of, I feel that it wouldn't disturb anybody and it wouldn't be too cloying to anybody or too sweet for anybody, if that makes sense. So I'm really, really happy with this discovery, and I believe that it will be appropriate to wear it for all year round. Before I conclude this video today, I just wanted to show you the box of this fragrance, and I wanted to say massive thank you for watching this video today, and see you soon in one of my future videos. Bye bye!